Hey there, so today we have a Darwin's update. So it's been quite a while since I did one of these videos, and to mark basically 2 years being down in Florida, I thought I'd give you guys the whole to-do. I gave you guys an update about 6 months into moving down here and didn't really update it. Sorry. So anyway, I'll give you the quick recap. So moved down May 2 years ago, and after having Amelia, I had to go on the job hunt. So a few months after moving down here, I was able to find a position as taproom manager at a small brewery taproom. Not a very lucrative job. It was like $10 an hour, so like absolutely insane. But I also got to pick up some bartending shifts, whatever I liked. But in general, it was not a very busy place, but it was a job, right? So I did my best with that. And then actually soon after that, Katie actually got hired as our social media person, social media content creator. So that was something lifted off of my responsibilities. I could do other stuff. I could bartend more and stuff like that. So that was like a gig for a minute, going into all the way into December or January. During that time, I also got hired in September at a place actually a little bit further from where I was. So I was living in Sanford. So Sanford is sort of like a suburb of Orlando. It's like 30 minutes north of downtown Orlando, 25 if you want to count it that. I got a job a little bit further. It's 40 minutes west of where I live. So, a good while away. I'd say like almost even an hour away from Orlando. But I got a job working there for a month, and this time we had to move, so we moved, and actually moved. I basically am sort of in the middle of nowhere. It's very rural. It's quite different, 100% completely different from New York. And so this was a year and a half ago that we moved, and it's the middle of nowhere. It's a lot of farms and all that kind of stuff. So I moved out there to make my commute shorter. That definitely helped, and cut my commute down to maybe like 25 minutes or something like that. And then the day I moved, I found out I'd been let go from that job. It was a bartending job at a craft beer bar. It's called Brew Tap House. So that place, which was actually reasonable because they were like trying to do some weird stuff. They were like hiring girl. Anyway. The one anecdote I do have is actually one of the regulars that knew me for the month that I worked there. He stopped by one of my jobs, and he said, yeah, that place is a rotating place of staff, and they can't seem to keep good staff. So good luck to them. So anyway, that's why I'm living out here, which makes my commute anywhere from 40 minutes to 30 minutes to 45 minutes where I work now, which is not the most convenient, but it is what it is. So I'm working at Deadly Sins, which is basically, bartending and doing managing. I got hired. I moved at a craft beer bar and immediately got fired pretty much a month in. I let go. And then soon after that, I actually still have the job. I am working at Ellipsis behind the bar. So Ellipsis Brewing is one of the top rated breweries in the Orlando area. We are the closest brewery to Orlando Airport. So it's been pretty great. I've been there for a year and a half now. Even more than that. Yeah, year and a half. Let's go a year and a half. And it's been great, So I've been working that, and that's been a gig that I've had anywhere from now one shift a week. So if you want to find me right now, Saturdays, you can find me there Saturdays after 4 or 5 o'clock. And but even in the meantime, I've worked anywhere from like 2 to 4 days there throughout. So it's been pretty great working at great. I think we have some great staff, just amazing beers. It's hard to find great beer down here, so it's really awesome to working there. So I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but this is sort of story time. So let me ramble. Okay. So I'm working there, and then soon after, so I'm working 2 gigs now, right? I'm working at Deadly Sins and I'm working at Ellipsis. Deadly Sins, the owner actually in December, January of, I guess of 2019, sold the brewery. So he sold it to new owners, and it was pretty apparent what they were trying to do. Very quickly, my responsibilities as taproom manager sort of got relinquished. I literally I did it respectfully, but I was tasked to come in, basically train somebody who had no experience in the industry, or specifically the beer industry, and train somebody to sort of take over my position, which is like really messed up, right? Like, you come back just to help somebody, takeaway position. I mean, it's not a gig that like, it's a gig that I like enjoyed because like, you know, I like the tap room brewery kind of space kind of thing, but obviously it wasn't super lucrative. So, but I mean, anyway, it's more of a principle and respect kind of thing. So anyway, very quickly got taken off the schedule and I guess sort of got fired. Same with Katie. So the new brewery ended up being called Something's Brewing, and they quickly closed after a few months later because of COVID. So unfortunate for the new owners, but that was a little like wrinkle in my job situation, certainly for 2020, early 2020. Actually, during that time, doing all kinds of stuff. Katie and I were bartending on weekends at one of the better restaurants in downtown Sanford. So that was fun. The two of us, you know, serving slinging drinks. You know, I was slinging drinks. I was serving too, which she was serving. So it was fun. I also did work with Katie at Deadly Sins together. So we bartended sometimes. So yeah, or once or twice. Anyway. That was all fun. It was pretty cool working with your partner at the same place. So we did a little bit of that, but then COVID happened, and then the restaurant we worked at in Sanford, that's where Katie lost her job and hasn't worked since. But so yeah, that was unfortunate. But anyway, so now I'm working, I got let go of Something's Brewing, or Deadly Sins it was, and I'm just only working at Ellipsis, and that's like January of 2020, and that's a rough month. Yeah, only working one gig, 2 days a week, 3 days a week. You know, it's rough, especially if you're the only person supplying, you know, income to the household. So it was a bumpy ride for sure. You know, for this first 6, 7, 8 months moving down here. So February, thankfully, I actually got hired at a new job. So one of the busy breweries that we have in the greater Orlando area is Sanford Brewing Company. So they're in proper Sanford, downtown Sanford. Sort of a restaurant / brewery kind of, you know, the tap room kind of situation where a lot of the, you know, almost 50 or anywhere from 50 to 50+% of the sales are food. And then you also, you know, sling pints and flights and all that good stuff. So they opened up a second location, and that's in Maitland. So Maitland is also another suburb of Orlando. In between, it's like, it goes pretty much Orlando, Maitland, Sanford. So started getting trained up there around January 2020. And then trained all the way through February, and we opened up towards the end of February, end of February. So that was pretty cool. And as you all know, very quickly, working just a few weeks to a month there, we shut down. COVID happened in March of 2020. So I got fired there in the sense that the best thing you can do for your staff when you work anywhere is that you need to, when the shutdowns happen, you need to fire your staff so that they can start collecting unemployment. The worst thing you can do to your staff is you're furloughed, or you still have your job, but you're not going to work, right? Something like that. So we got that call. Thankfully, I still was doing some to-go at Ellipsis. We were doing like 1 or 2. It was actually like good at first because we had a can release, but then it slowed down very, very quickly because the shutdowns happened for a while, right? We're talking, the shutdowns down here were for like 6 weeks. So we're talking March of 2020 was a rough month, you know. Or actually, no, it wasn't March. It was right after that. April's rough because, you know, everything fell through. So, you know, only doing to-goes, trying to make money for that. And actually someone that I met on the channel, just sent a check and paid most of my rent for that month. And I broke down crying that day. That was pretty awesome. Like, you know, the kind of things that people have done for this channel, that was just, you know, such a, and I've never mentioned it on the channel yet. So thank you so much. You know who you are if you're listening. And that was absolutely amazing. So that really helped. It's a really rough situation down here that like unemployment was a huge headache. Anyway, the point is, Katie and I tried our best. Neither of us collected a cent of unemployment, including the federal $600 a week. So go Florida. So, but worked doing to-goes, did that for like 6 weeks, and then things reopened. And so now I have 2 gigs. I'm working at Sanford Brewing in Maitland, and then I'm working at Ellipsis. And things reopened, and you guys might not know, but the state really only shut down for a small amount of time. In March, we were shut down for about 5-6 weeks. And then bars got shut down again in the peak, I think in July for a couple weeks. But we're still doing to-go at Ellipsis, and restaurants were still open. So basically, like, I didn't really get to feel a sense of shutdowns too much. Certainly, you know, it wasn't great when it happened in March and April. But I will say, since then, you know, things reopened up in the state in May last year, it's been nice. You know, I finally feel like we're at a place that we're like, you know, not super stressed out about like paying every single bill. I'm still the only one working, so it's been pretty good though. Sanford Brewing has been very busy. Ellipsis at times can be busy, especially when we do can releases. So I'm working anywhere from 5 to 6 days a week, and doing my thing. We got the channel going, working my butt off. I'm gone from the house anywhere from 60 to 70 hours a week, or 50 to 70 hours a week, right? So it's been busy, and I just wanted to update you guys on that, where I'm working. And that's what I've been up to these days. What is it like? So Ellipsis is a proper brewery tap room. We don't serve food. We have a food truck outside, big, giant empty space. We do a lot of New England IPAs. We do some sours. And fun now, we do some really delicious smoothie sours. And it's just that tap room. People like jumping in between breweries, a lot of flights, that kind of stuff. And we do can releases, nice and busy. Yeah, big space. I will say the only thing I wish is that wish that brewery had cleaners, mopping and sweeping I don't know how big that tap room is, 3,000 square foot tap room by yourself is not the best, but it is what it is, and that's all I gotta say. Sanford Brewing has been nice. It's more of a, what I'm used to is like, I used to work at Randolph, both the Dumbo location and the Nolita location. And it's sort of like a, solid amount of your sales are food, and you're pretty much a server bartender. And it's a lot of that. And we've been thankful to have just a great staff, love everybody I work with, great management, nice owners, and it's been busy. Like in the end, what matters? Like it's busy, right? Like, in the end, I mean, sometimes I used to not care, but now, like, it matters. It matters that, the paychecks are coming in. So it's been very nice. And I thought I'd just update you guys on that. So since things reopened up in May of last year, it's been pretty good. And life is what it is. And yeah, so thought I'd give you guys an update. You guys post comments below if you have any questions. Thought I'd give you guys like a rigmarole. Sorry if it was like super convoluted, but I'm working 2 places now. You can find me 4 days a week at Sanford Brewery Maitland, 1 day a week at Ellipsis Brewing by the airport. And I'm doing my thing. So until next time, guys, cheers. Later.